Hey everyone, it's Gary from Peacekeeper's Armory, and I just wanted to make a quick video to showcase the first complete metal chamber Kota lightsaber that I had made. Again, for those who don't know, this hilt is completely my design. Well, not my design, my creation. I used all the available reference photos, videos, game files that I could, with the help of some people in the community, to get as accurate Kota replica as possible. The paint, weathering, and leather work and fabric wrap were done by another member of the community who I'll mention in the description, and he did an absolutely fantastic job. And then I also did the design and installation of the metal crystal chamber, which I will show now. So here is the hilt with the one-sided leather wrap, or one side diamond cross wrapped leather, and then a single activation button down here at the bottom. This is a Profi board V3 with a 28 millimeter bass speaker and a the full-size 18650 battery, removable, and then USB-C as well for charging on the go. So this hilt comes with two pommels, one vented like this and one unvented for a more display look. And then you can kind of see all the detail work on the hilt here. In order to keep this as uniform as possible without changing, I opted to have the threads up above this section so that it was all one piece. Keeps it nice and stable. And then here we have crystal chamber. Dual crystal chamber. Originally, my design was to have this split apart in the middle to remove the crystal. That proved to be a bit too expensive to have manufactured, so I simplified the design a little bit, still kept the two crystals idea, and then had just the bottom one be removable in a similar fashion to a previous build I have done, which was a Revan styled hilt. So here we can have, we'll see a little vent here, which will have LEDs inside, hidden in integrated kill switch right there, and the USB-C for quick use if you want to charge it or access the board without having to remove anything else. Speakers behind this, you can kind of see it there when the reflection is not there. A mesh form to hide it, and again, all covered so it looks as in-universe as possible. I'll just go ahead and turn this on. It's kind of loud, so I apologize for that in advance. So here you can see I have, I'm probably going to adjust the settings here a little bit just to change them around. Like this probably shouldn't be lit while it was in standby mode. OLED here on the side, which will change with the function. Here you can see the moving LEDs in there, and then just some other details like the copper piping and whatnot. So, works like a normal saber. I'll try and cover the speaker a little bit. NeoPixels in the emitter here. You can see the different effects. Turn that off. And then here is the removable crystal. So it's spring loaded on the bottom. So this whole piece, it's a pretty strong spring, and this whole piece moves down, and then the switch is hidden up here up top. So I will try to do it in one motion. It's a little tight in here, but there we go. So the beep will be an actual font sound, like a mechanical sound for one of my fonts. For whatever reason, I just don't have it set up properly. But here now it is in a different setting. You can kind of see how this is different. I'm going to make it even more different now. There's no light coming up from below here, and then if you were to turn it on, here I changed the emitter to be more unstable. If you had a blade in there, it would be an unstable blade look because it's missing a main crystal, and it's more in a calibration setting than an actual. So here you can see that. And just to kind of show how this works up close, so here's the spring, goes all the way down. It's So you can have different size crystals if you find one you like that's different than that and it fits. And then this top piece is actually a switch plunger. So when you push it up,
patience, boy,
it'll change to the other sound font automatically. So there's two settings. There's no crystal and crystal. And you can have 10 different sound fonts on the crystal setting and just leave one on the no crystal if you wanted, like it kind of is now. Or you can have all sorts of different variations as you wish. And you can see the lights now pulsing as if the crystal's in there. And then it goes to that. So that will be, again, a sound font. A mechanical sound is if you're removing the crystal. I have a good one that I like to use. And that is that. Now, speaker is removable pod, all connected to this. So there's no screws in order to get to the battery if you want. You just need to, I'll say carefully, kind of grip it right here. The split is right here where my thumbnail is, or what's left of it. And then you pull it apart and it's magnetized. So you pull this out. You can see the speaker and magnets are all in there. Here's your board. This piece is glued in permanently, so it doesn't disrupt the USB and nothing gets torqued with that. This is just sitting in here. There is spots for magnets, but I haven't found the need for it, and it would probably make it harder to get up. But you just want to make sure if you're pulling this up, which the only reason to be doing that is to remove the SD card, or for whatever reason, if you don't have USB-C, you can access the USB underneath here. You'd want to remove this, but you don't want to rip this piece off. So you just kind of carefully pull this up and wiggle it free, and then there's that. So here's how the switch works. It's just a little accent piece on there that's attached to the kill switch. And there's no sound because there's no speaker. And then here you can remove this. You'll probably have a hard time getting to the USB actually, now that I think about it. But this is how you would remove this. This USB-C port will allow you to access the SD storage on here. However, if you don't know, it is slower to move things from your computer this way. But it's the easiest and just slightly more time consuming. And then here is the battery, fully removable, 18650. Positive sides on the bottom here, and then there's a little hole there for some wire pass through for the OLED. So that's pretty much it. That's as much as it breaks down. Technically, you can remove this whole chassis from here if you want with these two screws. Don't necessarily recommend it. These are 440 screws, but they're the Allen keys, I think 1/16 inch. And if you use them too much, they tend to strip the head, or not the head, but the slot for the key. So not ideal, but it is removable. You can see the NeoPixel there. It is a plastic top to hold the NPXL, and then it's a brass section all the way up to here. So this screw goes through brass, goes through the hilt, goes through the brass and the plastic to keep everything in place. These two screws hold on the plastic part of this chassis onto the metal here. And then there is 3 bolts that go all the way up through this pole, these washers, and then these washers. So everything is pretty stable, secure, won't have any issues. And here's the holes for magnets if you wanted to do that, but it's not really necessary. This is a long project coming, and I got 4 more of these to make, so I look forward to getting these out to their respective owner. I'll go ahead and put this on, line it, click it into place. So there's kind of the mechanical sound that would be if you replace the crystal. And then I'll just put this guy in here on camera. Push it down.
Didn't Vader teach you anything?
There you go. You can rotate it around how you want. There. And that is the
General Rom Kota.
General Rom Kota Saber. Look forward to finishing the rest of these, and then my Star Killer project coming up after that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you next time.